Welcome back, folks. What a day. Markets gave us one of those sessions that looked like it might completely unravel midday, only for stocks to claw a lot of it back by the close. But under the surface, the real story got even more interesting because oil, the dollar, and bond yields all kept pushing higher at the same time, which is exactly the kind of pressure cooker situation that could start testing an already stretched market fast. Let's get into what we're seeing on the charts, and keep in mind that none of this is buying or selling advice. If you want that, go see a financial advisor. We're just here providing our opinions.
Yeah, that tension, it's really coming straight from the macro side. I mean, the U.S. dollar just tested its 200-day moving average and cleanly rejected it.
Right, showing some serious resilience there.
Exactly. And then you have like crude oil, ticker CL, just marching right back toward $100 a barrel. Plus the 2-year yield, US02Y, is pressing hard against the ceiling of its bull flag.
And a bull flag usually means a brief pause before another breakout.
Right. Exactly. Which means those yields look ready to surge even higher.
Wow. So looking at the major indexes, SPY, QQQ, DIA, IWM, they barely budged on paper today, like maybe down 1/3 to 0.5%.
Yeah, basically flat.
But the vibe, it really feels like a rubber band pulled back to its absolute limit. You let off the tension, just a fraction, like those fading headlines about an Iran deal, and the whole market just snaps hypersensitively.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because when yields and the dollar move up together like that, it sucks the air right out of the room for equities.
But what happens to the hyper-aggressive stuff? Because I'm looking at Avis Budget Group, ticker CAR, and it just went from the upper 800s to under 250 in like 48 hours.
It's crazy.
A 70% collapse.
Yeah, that is just the brutal mechanics of a broken short squeeze.
Yeah.
I mean, Avis shot up like a rocket because buyers forced short sellers to cover their positions at any price.
Right, a classic squeeze.
Exactly. But once that buying panic exhausted itself, there was just no foundational value to hold the stock at $800. So momentum collapsed and gravity took over instantly.
Which is honestly the ultimate lesson in why you never chase a chart when it goes vertical. I mean, when emotion drives price, risk management has to dictate your entries and exits. Otherwise, a collapse like Avis will just wipe out months of gains.
Absolutely. You need that discipline.
Exactly. And that discipline is a massive focus in Grok Trade's mentorship program, where they get into the deep mechanics of managing risk on volatile plays. Hey, don't forget, if you've got a stock you're watching or a question about the markets, let us know in the comments. We want to know what you're tracking to make these videos more relevant if possible, and we'll do our best to talk about what we see in a future episode. And as always, drop a like if you appreciate these market summaries, and click subscribe too so you can stay updated.
Yeah, and that volatility isn't operating in a vacuum. Companies are suddenly facing this massive wall of rising costs right now.
Because of the PMI data?
Right, the S&P Global PMI data just came out, and manufacturing jumped to 54.0, which indicates expansion. But the red flag here is output prices. They're hitting highs we literally haven't seen since July 2022.
Wow, is that from the shipping issues?
Yep. It's a direct pass-through of those Iran shipping disruptions, just jacking up transit and input costs.
Yeah. Wait, so costs are spiking again, but jobless claims are still sitting totally steady at 214,000. If the labor market is fine and inflation is heating back up because of shipping lanes, doesn't that completely trap the Fed?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, how can they even consider cutting rates if inflation data is staring them in the face like this?
They really can't.
Mm-hmm.
The steady jobs number removes any urgency to cut, and that war-driven inflation just forces them to hold.
Higher for longer.
Exactly. That higher for longer reality is dragging down alternative assets across the board.
Yeah.
Look at Bitcoin. It's stalled out, trapped between a short-term daily uptrend and that larger weekly bearish pullback we mentioned yesterday.
And what about gold and silver?
Well, they pay no yield. So
Yeah.
when the dollar is strong and treasury yields are high, the metals just lose their appeal. They're breaking down from bear flags right now because investors are flocking to cash and bonds instead.
Makes sense. When every headline is whipping prices around across all these different assets, it's incredibly easy to make a panicked trade. That's really where tapping into a private community like the one inside Grok Trade's mentorship becomes essential.
Oh, 100%.
Just having that peer support and accountability keeps you anchored to your strategy instead of just, reacting to the noise.
It really is the difference between trading with an actual plan and trading on pure adrenaline.
So true. So wrapping this up, stocks bent under the weight of higher yields in oil today, but they didn't technically break. The market is basically balancing on a knife's edge.
Yeah, It really is.
One side is a resumption of that bullish momentum, and the other is a steeper, painful pullback.
And the critical thing for you to watch is the catalyst. I mean, with all this tension coiled up in the dollar and the bond market, will tomorrow's price action finally force a clear resolution to this tension?
Have a great rest of the day, and we'll catch you in tomorrow's market summary.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you're a newer trader and want a great foundation with no fluff, start with our free Trading 101 videos at groktrade.com/learn. And if you're ready to reach your full trading potential, whether you're a total beginner or a battle-hardened trader, check out our mentorship program at groktrade.com/trading mentor. All of these links are in the description below. Grok Trade is where traders reach their full potential.